Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Blue Jacket Book Review. Today's book is entitled Fuel the Fire, Lessons from the History of the Southern Baptist Evangelism. Now, check this out. This book is by Dr. Charles Kelly. Those of you know he is the former president of the New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. He wrote this book because he was dismayed by the growth, or lack thereof, of the Southern Baptist Convention evangelism. Dr. Kelly, he sounded the alarm, and with a case study to serve as a conversation starter, he wanted to provide hope and counsel for the future, looking for ways to inspire people to re-engage in evangelism in a way that would wake up the system, to look at the history, to see what had happened before. So in this book, there's a lot of history of the Southern Baptist Convention you're going to get here. So you might want to hold on to your horses, because he does summarize the story of the SBC into 3 words: growth, plateau, and decline. That's pretty much how he sums it up. When you think of history, there was growth, then there was a plateau, then there was a decline. Now, Dr. Kelly was not satisfied with the decline, and he's saying there's something going on here. And so he starts to look, he starts to study and acknowledge the omission of this story. He's not looking at a lot of different things. He's not taking into account of the discipleship, the role of cooperative program, the tragedy of slavery, and the role of church planting. He's really trying to focus in on the evangelistic ministry of the Southern Baptist Convention and how it began to fade, in part because of the Civil War. So baptisms dropped a little bit because of that. The crushing defeat of the South left churches in desperate conditions, and ministry as a whole, with the mission board, reduced dramatically. So yes, the Civil War had something to do with it, but he reported that the debate was not over the importance and the priority of evangelism, just the convention as a whole, not in helping the local churches evangelize. So the Southern Baptists, what's your role with helping local churches evangelize? Where does that land? And so when you read this book, you'll get a sense of the history of the Southern Baptist Convention and how the convention came up with ideologies and movements and parts in order to help the churches evangelize, training programs that need to take place, opportunities to build evangelistic efforts within local associations, which would, of course, build out to local churches and to find ways to help them evangelize even more. He breaks it down into a few lessons. He said, lesson 1, without the gardening, there could be no gardener. There he looks at the evangelistic person and says there got to be something that connects along the way. Old Mick Baptist had a farm. He would use a lot of funny things in here. Theologically focused enhances evangelistic engagement. So as soon as you connect in theologically, it enhances the evangelistic engagement. When the winds of change are blowing, the adjustment you make is what determines the direction you sail. So we got a lot of different things going on here. Lesson 5, the knock of opportunity is useless unless you answer the door. So here he's really gearing towards personal evangelism as being the most effective strategy for evangelism. And he used various components and various programs in order to support that success as well. But he really wants to lean in and say, hey, Southern Baptist Convention, why don't you do your part on the national level, on the state level, on the local level, and then ultimately in the churches in order to help churches evangelize. So that's what this book is all about. You'll see the history. You'll go through some of the leaders through the Southern Baptist Convention in order to see exactly how they did what they did in order to evangelize. And what's happening now is the lack of support along the way to help the churches. But he wants to do something about it. And so he wants to fuel the fire. Dr. Mark Lewis Johnson, Sr. If you have any questions about this book, don't hesitate to reach out to me at info@marklewisjohnson.com. Go to our website, marklewisjohnson.com, in order to see some of the other book reviews that we have in store. In the meantime, may God bless you and keep you in his perfect peace.